Well, the good news is if there is a spider spawning deck in this format, I think it's close to this. The bad news is if you've just been watching the ramblings of a madman for the past 20 minutes, then we've got 3 rounds to get destroyed and learn just how wrong we were. So buckle in and get ready. This should be a fun ride. All right, would you like to play first? Sure. Look at this hand. This almost looks like we're playing a real deck. Pro tip, we're not. But yeah, I'll keep it. Turn 2 fork, get our planes, have our mana set up, cast a Solitary Hunter on 4. Unless we draw a Crawling Sensation. We have none of our combo pieces, but that's alright. We can draw into them or mill them, it doesn't really matter. And we can play like a real deck for a little bit if we need to. So let's fork. I want... let's get planes actually. And I'm going to run the Tooth Collector out, like it can attack and block for a little bit. I imagine this deck will win with damage, so getting a few points in early doesn't hurt. I am a little scared about blue-white. I think that's going to be a particularly difficult matchup for us, and that makes me happy that I have a Watcher in hand. Yeah, so they've already got a Spirit. Now, they may be willing to make this trade and think it's a good idea for them. I'm kind of okay with that. They're going to have more flyers, so the Watcher's going to get more job done. The fact that they can return it from hand, return it to play, like bounce it, I should just say words in an order that makes sense. I'm okay making that trade because we've got plenty of ways to get this back if it turns out it's going to be relevant. Plus, attacking now before I cast the Watcher makes them maybe want to take the damage, which is fine too. We're going to need to draw non-lands at some point, but alright, we can deal with that. Like, it's going to hurt now, but this is not a card I like very much for reference, but okay, we've got our backup plan. Which is surprisingly damage they won't see coming. I guess that's a Delirium enabler that they basically got a Lightning Axe out of it. But we'll see. If they're able to do something to this guy, we could be in a situation where we have to race them. Like, what if they go Topple Geist here, tap your flyer? We're all kind of in trouble. Alright, we are no longer in trouble. And we can actually make attacks. We can't do much else. But yeah, we can attack. I think we make an attack with these two. Because they may just take it, and then we can consider Alms of the Veining or not. They may also trade off for this guy. Like, that's just going to get better. Like, putting him at 5 almost makes me want to hold the Alms. But if I rip Not Forgotten, like, yeah, let's just do it. Like, that puts him at an absurdly low life total. And if we rip Not Forgotten, we can just kill them with it. Slowly, but we can kill them. It also means they're forced into chump blocking if they don't have a really good play this turn. I guess the argument to not casting it then was we get to flip this guy into a 5/6, which is considerably harder to deal with. But that's not our main plan. Alright, so they're going to get an equipment. They're going to exile one of our dudes. But they're probably going to be leery about attacking, I would think. And again, we do still have draws that just win. Yeah, neglected heirloom. All right. We're in a little bit of trouble here. I'm not going to lie. Like, what do they take? The flyer? They still don't have great attacks, I guess. Not at 2. And if we draw our Sinister Concoction, we just can get that out of the way and I think win too, right? Crawling Sensation does start to do a thing. So do I attack here and basically trade one of these for that? Do I play the Crawling Sensation? Do I let this flip? Like we're under an absurd amount of pressure. All right, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 next turn if our opponent attacks out. So if I swing here and he eats this and trades for that, then we're just taking 7 a turn. We don't have very long to do that. I'm going to play the Crawling Sensation and pass and hope that we don't get aggroed out by this. The ground blockers are not irrelevant. We're going to hold that last land in case we hit the Concoction, because I think we just win off of that. Or get darn close to it. I suppose they could have blocked and just bounced it, but it seems like you wouldn't want to lose the enchantment. Kind of doing battleship magic, I guess. Yeah, Sinister Concoction's kind of the only thing I want to draw here. They're going with both. So that's 11, 12, 13. I mean, they got to have something. So, sure, I'll take it. I don't know what they got. I mean, that leaves them dead on board. They've got to have a bounce spell. I'm going to use it. That's what it's for. We've got a courier and a builder. All right. And drew a land. Nice. So, I mean, they clearly have something, but here we are. We drew a few too many lands. Yep, that'll do it. We'll scoop to that. It's unfortunate, and it's also unfortunate that this particular opponent is pressuring us to the point that we may not be able to pull this off, but we're still going to try it. The rats are good. The concoction is good. I definitely want the aim high here. Do I want root out? I think so. The downside of it not being an instant means it's going to be difficult to use it to get that the spell that we want to get. Like, we'd like to kill him when he blow the thing up when he equips it, but we kind of can't do that. I think I do want these things. What I don't really want is a ground blocker. These guys are just value. Yeah, the simulacrum, the reassembling skeleton dude is probably also not what I want. I just want to be able to deal with flyers and maybe at least get the enchantment off the darn thing. If it's a 4/4, we can block it with our Watcher or our Golem. Let's give this another go. Probably should have saved that Alms of the Vein and just tried to flip the werewolf and kill him with that. I got a little too excited of, if we draw the white spell in the next 2 turns, we can do the thing. I'm really excited for this deck to do its thing, and I think in 3 games I may have the possibility to do that. Either that or I lit 14 tickets on fire. But man, what a way to watch it burn. Maybe I should be running the Gloom over one of the sensations, because I don't really want the insects as much as I just want myself to get milled. 2 at a time is great, but being able to dump any excess black mana into it also seems pretty good. That's not unreasonable. Alright, yeah, we want to play first. We need to get out ahead of them. Man, this hand has a lot of what we need. It's got the Crawling Sensation to start the mill. It's got the Warping Wood to ramp us, but I can't keep a 1-lander. This I can. It's not great. It looks more like a real deck, but it at least has a curve out and some flyer removal. It can also cast a Crawling Sensation should we draw one. So we will keep it. Do I want another land? Not right now. I mean, I do eventually, but not yet. We can get in some damage. We can block. We can take out a flyer, which is, again, what I'm scared of. Maybe we get to investigate and draw a card. What do you cast on turn 1? Oh, your Heirloom. Good. It'll now be vulnerable to our equipment removal, which we've cleverly brought in. I think I'd also use this to get rid of the missionaries if he plays it and doesn't equip it in the same turn. Gosh, he's just got all the equipment. I don't think I care enough about that to blow it up now. I do want to draw cards, but not that bad. Gosh, we could use an aim high on one of his own skulk creatures so that we can block it and trade for it. So at this point, I probably attack with one or both. This transforms into a 3/3. Now he's going to put equipment on it and make it so he can draw a card, and it's a 1/1, and then he'll try to transform it. So options include leaving back a blocker and rooting out this, because that transformed is almost impossible to beat. Yeah, I think we go ahead and do that, because I could use the investigate token. Let's see first if he wants to trade, because this can't block it anyway if he puts the skulk thing on it. So he takes the 3. Then I think we root out this. And if he's got a way to get it through, that's fine. It's going to cost mana. We can probably race it, even if he gets this to be unblockable. What's he going to do? Sleep paralysis this? That's fine. We can untap it later and trade it off. Or get in a surprise 4 points of damage. Can at least draw a card. Okay, he's doing it. I feel like it's a race we can win, but I might be wrong. Do I want to play Watcher or draw cards? I probably want to play Watcher. Like, I also want to draw cards, but right now we're just in classic combat situations where you just want to deal the damages to your opponent. He may also be planning on trading it. Which would be good for combat trickses. Yeah, if your opponent has to block with their unimpeded trespasser, I think you're in good shape. Alright. You did the thing. Are we still racing? Are we still racing? This is a good card. We did a draft at F&M last night, and I had one of these, and I think it just won me games by itself, basically. Alright, so I can play the wood, and then still have enough to cast aim high. Probably do that. Add 2 mana of any one color. So the only downside of attacking and using a combat trick is that if he's got a bounce spell of his own, it gets us in a little trouble. So I'm a little bit inclined to just trade these off. Like, the other side is he could eat this and we could bring it back, but that's not super amazing either. Yeah, let's go ahead and start here. And I think because I'd have to play my trick first, that I'm happy to just let them trade. Or he's just going to take the damage. That's fine. All right. So let's do this. We don't have anything we can do for 1 green, so we may as well leave up the combat trick on his turn in case we need it. And then pop a clue end of turn. Like, if we need to do a thing, we can. If we don't, that's all right. Like, maybe he taps out for a great blocker or something. Like, I suppose that's something he could do. Okay. Still not wanting to race. Okay. And I can't think of anything for 1 blue that blows me out, so we do get to attack with the Ghoul Caller next turn if we're willing to invest a combat trick, which I think we may be. Let's go ahead and pop one of these bad boys. That feels good. He can't block it. Am I willing to use a combat trick to force through some damage? I kind of think I am. I mean, it's here to get rid of flyers, and I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, let's do the thing. He didn't equip that? Oh, it's 2 to equip, not 1. All right. Like, I feel like taking either of these out is just good. This certainly seems good to me. Get us more clues. We've got a 2/2 on the board. So I want to cast this guy and pop a clue, so I should pop the clue first in case I draw something I want to cast more. Not Forgotten feels good. We can get back aim high if we want to. And get a 1/1 white spirit token. But I still would rather use most of my mana here, and I can do that with this guy, as well as gain some life, which can't hurt. We could also put this on the bottom of his library if he taps out. A 2/2 ain't gonna get it done. I mean, I guess you can block this somewhat indefinitely, but not now. Alright, let's get that clue. See if we got anything better going on here. Another Watcher actually seems fine. So I think what our opponent does here is just block the Ghoul Caller and bounce. This gives us the slowest clock the world has ever seen, but it is a clock. It also means that the spirit token from this isn't particularly relevant, which is fine. This is not really our deck functioning as intended, but it works. They let it trade. Okay. I hate the way the graveyard pops out on these. So that's 4 to get back. I could do that and then cast Not Forgotten, but I think I'd rather just cast another spider. We can get that guy back later. He ain't going anywhere. They both present 2 power, but this one uses more mana, so I may as well go for that. Alright, you got a guy that can't stop my guy. That works. Had a counterspell and open the armory in hand. Alright, Scholar's a good card. I don't think it stops what's going on here, but It's a good card. The spirit token is now relevant. So is the concoction. So he's at 6. If I concoction away that, it's not coming back. It's like, what's his plan? Double block my spider? If that's it, I can just draw the spider again and put a 2/2 in play. Yeah, I certainly don't think he's going to kill me with it. So let's start here. I'll hold a land for the concoction. Like, he can't block the Skulk guy. If he wants to double block that, that's fine. I don't know what his last card is, but it better be good. Nothing is good by me. So is there anything that I want to draw next turn? I wouldn't mind drawing another creature. I wouldn't mind drawing the aim high. I kind of just want to get the spirit token in play. So I could always put something on the bottom. But like, whatever I draw, I'm probably going to toss away for the Sinister Concoction. But I do definitely want this in play. I could make him draw something that's not good. Like, make him draw a Deny Existence. That actually seems really good. Let's do that. You can draw Deny Existence. Because I'm not going to cast any more creatures. I don't think. I think we're just going to discard whatever we... draw to the Sinister Concoction and win next turn. So whatever his last card was, he's got to do something great with it, because the other ones deny existence. He can loot it, but that's still only getting him one card deeper. And all I really wanted was the spirit token. Yeah, see? You can deny that existence all that you want. I think we got you unless you got something good here. So if I kill that, he can block, like, everything's lethal. So let's just do that. He, again, may have a card that does a thing. Discarded his invocation, so he's still got a counterspell in hand. I think there's a destroy all attacking creatures. Stormrider Spirit. Alright, that puts him to 1 with my Skulk dude in play, and he's got a counterspell. Like, he doesn't want to chomp, but he's gotta. You're chomping, buddy. Like, that's just how it is. Creatures are dead draws for me now because we know about his counterspell, but he's got, like I said, this turn to draw an answer to this guy. Actually, he's got to draw multiple answers because he can only block one thing. So, like, even moving this around doesn't really help him. So I think we're in pretty good shape here. And yes, we're splashing white for Not Forgotten. Trying to loot into something amazing, I suppose. Discarding Deny Existence. And scooping. Alright. So we won a game. We didn't do it the way I wanted to, but this is the deck that I'm most worried about. I don't think that means we make any changes. I could consider trying to get the Hydra in there, just because it can beat face and close the game out. But I don't know what I'd cut. I do think I cut one of these for the Autumnal Gloom, because that at least does something, and it gives me a mana sink. If I want to mill through my entire deck, I can. I do have a lot of do-nothing cards in this deck. But I'm supposed to be milling myself out turbo fast. Like, let's make this happen. We get to be on the draw? That's so exciting. We get an extra card deeper. It makes the milling faster. I like this feature they've added where it shows how many card types are in there so you don't have to go and count. That is certainly a good thing. Yes. Alright, we've got Weirding Wood, Tooth Collector. This is not a great start, but I'll take it. Like, this says draw a card on it. It's basically divination. Oh, he put me on the play. Okay, I like that. I was not expecting it. But I'll certainly take it. We can turbo out a Watcher if we need to. Like, that's just such a great answer to his enchantment or his flyer shenanigans. I think since we're on the play, I run out the Tooth Collector first and get in a few points of damage before it becomes irrelevant. Well, not if he's going to be hitting us with flyers, because that's going to make 2 1/1s next turn, so I need that gone. Basically any non-land is good now. I can't imagine he's not just going to pop this though, right? I mean, assuming he has another land drop. If we were able to get a Crawling Sensation and turbo out this guy, it'll just destroy these. It takes care of his other flyer, the 3/1. Yeah, I would like to fork in the road, but first, we're going to get watching. Okay, I am scared of that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not scared of it. So I think we draw a card first. I want to get the Tooth Collector down to trade off for that if given the opportunity, because I'm kind of scared he just goes equip with the stupid blade and then kills my guy. So I should probably draw a card first. Because if I can get some action, I'd rather play that. Like, forking in the road doesn't actually do much here. It gets a land in our graveyard, which, sweet, that's great, but that's not really what we're looking for. So, alright, let's play the Tooth Collector with the idea that maybe we end up trading this for his guy. We're getting a little bit land flooded here. So we can take one of the spirits out at least. I mean, it's a start. I really want to trigger his Delirium, though. Alright, here's the nightmare scenario. So we kind of need our Sinister Concoction or bust. Turns out removal's good in Limited. Who knew? I should have taken that Throttle. Yeah, this combo is a bit difficult to beat. And it's only 2 uncommons. That's probably a better thing to try to build around than the shenanigans I'm doing, to be honest. Because this is just 2 uncommons that are good, and my whole deck is built around an uncommon that's not all that good. I don't care, though. I will still happily light these tickets on fire. Autumnal Gloom can start doing a thing. Let's start with the Fork in the Road, though. And get our Delirium going. Now let's cast the Autumnal Gloom. And this is at the beginning of our end step, so we could just hit here. It's not likely, but I'm still going to go for the mill. Alright, we hit a creature, that's good. Hit an enchantment. Oh, we hit an artifact. Alright, we have a 5/5. Or a 4/4, so we can threaten to trade both of these for it. We've got to be careful about milling ourselves further. We don't have to worry about these flyers anymore. Like, double blocking is an option, except it has first strike. So, yeah, we've still got to draw something. Ugh. I mean, I can make a dude and chump it. I'd like to take the first hit, but, like, this has served its purpose. If I get this off of it, it's just a 4/4, right? Yeah. So I think I take the first hit with the idea that if I draw my enchantment removal and just kill the blade, at least I have something that can trade for that guy. And worst case scenario, we chump it. Don't care about that. That warped landscape would have been good for us. All right, we've got chumpers for days now, so we can kind of chillax for a little bit and actually start maybe racing, because like this gives us 3 turns of just pure dirtle, and we'll still have Delirium because this guy's in here counting as both an artifact and a creature. So I think that means I can attack with this pretty safely. If we can get our opponent to the point like, the downside is if he's got that stupid counterspell, we don't have chumps for days. But we're going to find out here in a minute if he does. Okay, he doesn't. That's good. I think I still shrinky-dinky it down just in case there's some shenanigans happening. Crawling Sensation wouldn't be bad. I mean, it would be if we mill ourselves out completely, but... Alright, a 3/1 flyer is not really a problem as long as this guy's still going. I guess he can combine these two to block this, so our offense is done. He purged that guy. Alright, well, we're still on the block forever plan. It's just gotten a lot worse. Alright, we need to hold 1 land for the destroy a creature card. We'll play this and probably block with it. Nuke your dude. Give me some teeth. Again, we've got answers. We're on a limited time to draw them. Can also hold this for the Macabre Waltz. This doesn't actually gain us any life, but I mean, we're just on the chump plan. Sinister Concoction one time, please. Come on, let us have it. God, Audric. Gonna give his whole team first strike. That doesn't even really matter. That's not Sinister Concoction. Okay, okay. So I guess I hold one for the Sinister Concoction and one for the Macabre Waltz, because we're now going to have to start taking our guys down. We also don't have attacks because he's got first strike. It's like all kinds of bad things are happening. I guess I don't want Audric attacking too, but Audric attacking with first strike is bad. But here we are. Maybe he'll let us eat it. George Clooney is a powerful actor. Like I said, the good news... Oh, now it's got flying too. Okay. As if first strike wasn't enough. This is further limiting the things we can do to get out of this. Not like this. To be fair, I feel like we got a little land flooded. We've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you count this as a mana source, 10. Whereas opponent has only drawn 4, 5, 6. I don't think you're going to beat... Well, I guess they drew the Warped Landscape too, but it feels like we got mana flooded. What I'm saying is I don't think the dream is over. I don't think the dream is dead. I think it was hibernating. So we're not going to win this one, but we've got another shot. This combo may just be too janky. I don't think so. I believe. I believe. You don't need to loot. Just kill me. The funny part is I wanted this to flip, but I also didn't want it to flip because I really just wanted to mill myself out. All right. Audric confirmed good. Luminarch Inquisitors with Ashmouth Blade confirmed good. I like that he kept a blocker back. That was cute. All right. You got me. Ugh. All right. We're going to rally, and we're going to 2-1 this draft with this amazing combo deck. You wait and see. I'll see you for round 2 in just a minute.